Oh, dude, did I tell you I got good news? They're supposed to be fucking my dad.
I show you we're broken. I show you we're open for a podcast.
Oh, wow. That's cool, Doug. Good for him.
He deserves it. Anybody I know.
Awesome. I'm sweating profusely. Welcome to I Assure You We're Broken. It's an episode.
Sounds like this thing's about to fucking take off.
Yeah. It is an episode. Don't pay attention to the laptop. Everyone knows what a computer fan sounds like.
It's true. I can probably edit that out.
It's real life. It's more like this is actually what it sounds like to hang out with us right now.
In a garage.
True.
Yeah.
We're in a garage. We're in a mansion.
The garage of a mansion. It's what happens when you run this successful podcast that we do, boys.
Yeah. We just make millions of dollars.
Oh, Doug's here. Doug. Yeah. Special guest Doug.
Thank you for having me.
Special guest of the channel, never been on the podcast if I'm not mistaken. That's what I've been told.
That's what I think.
I've had a few drinks between now and then. Or then and now.
Yeah, smoked a couple bowls. I don't remember either. I assume this is...
I think this is your first time on the channel.
That's awesome.
That's not true. He's in. I can put some cards in here. He's in.
It's for someone's channel. That's awesome.
He's in.
I just buckle so easily.
Great. I'm glad this is his first time. He's in Fable 2. He's in Mortal Kombat, and I think that's it.
No, he was in a
Drinking and Drawing.
It was Sketchy Neighbors.
Yeah.
It was. It's all the same.
When you drew Pikachu with his big floppy cock.
No, I didn't draw the cock.
You did draw Pikachu though.
He drew Naruto Pikachu.
I just recently found some old clips. It's very funny to me because I was like, wow, how was I somehow better at making videos?
I think there's a point in art where you're definitely trying to up everything, and you lose sight of what made the other stuff good.
Yeah, the core values.
It's good. It's good to do that because then you get back to the basics.
Roots,
you get back to you're looking at those videos going, what made them good?
Yeah.
Good reminders.
Lots of effects. I just really went all out because I don't know, maybe it was just something that was creativity where I was just like, I want to do this, this, and this. And then it just was like really hard, but I had set my mind to it already. And now I'm like, do I want to do that? Then I'll have to do this, this, and this. And that sounds fucking weak. Dude, like, how about, but I do it. I do it for you guys. That's all for you.
I do it. I don't like anal, but I do it.
Sometimes. Yeah, I've let my wife play with my butthole. Nothing wrong with that. I don't let her do it anymore, but you got to try new things.
I like getting my asshole eaten, and I like eating asshole. I just want to put that out into the world right now.
I would just like to put out there that I haven't tried it. But I would possibly be able
to. You want to hear an embarrassing story?
Yeah, that's what I live for.
When I was in the military,
juicy.
I experimented with guys a little bit. Nothing gay. I just let them suck my dick.
Is this a true story, or are you making a joke?
Oh no, I don't know. I don't know who's going to listen to this in the future. It could be true. It might be.
You never know with our podcast.
Anyways, I'm just
ladies and gentlemen, it's a comedy podcast. You can't hold us liable for any of this in court. Thank you.
Yeah, none of this counts. I remember the first time somebody licked my asshole, and it just tickled. I was like, I can't. I just feel like I haven't wiped well enough, and like it's yeah. Like when you're like tucking your butt in, when like somebody's touching it, and you're like, hey,
could you
actually?
Yeah, could you imagine being the guy
I plan mine in advance. I like wash my asshole, and then I'm like, yeah, lick it. It's fucking ready.
It's fine. It's great. I
do like the taint better than the asshole.
I think if that ever, I would stand up real quick and be like, whoa.
Yeah.
What the fuck did you just do? What if you were like freshly clean and there was no worries? Would you just let her do it?
Like what if
she's hot as fuck?
I would. Yeah, probably. But
I would also you can like question what she's doing, but like
here's the
question. I
would
also wonder to myself,
Did I really clean it?
Is this like?
Is she enjoying this?
Shit's too good to be true. You know what I'm saying?
What is wrong with her?
He gets up and kills her, and he's like, I don't know, dude. I thought it was like.
I thought it was cool. I don't know.
I thought she was one of those like dream
She's hot
demons.
and she's licking my asshole.
I thought she was
Shit's
a
too good to be
succubus.
true.
Try to steal my virile energy. Would you? I think our last episode with a guest, our mistake was that we just like it was too conversational. I think we should just try to interview Doug. What do you think?
We could.
Well, just maybe direct questions more to him instead of trying to make him keep up with our.
Keep it organic and naturally funny. That's all you gotta
Me
do.
and Zach just have too many fucking.
Doug's a natural. I'll stop
true.
talking about my taint though. We can get on topic.
I feel like we haven't addressed it enough.
Whatever topic,
I want to talk about.
I forgot to bring my notebook. I could have been jotting stuff down.
Yeah,
I wrote taint down.
You could have, yeah, and then cross it off. Said, don't talk about it anymore.
Nope.
Just hold up the notebook. Zach, stop it.
What are you doing? I'm like trying to get his attention.
No, so I don't know. We failed at recording a podcast recently, and we might use
some of it here or in a lost episode.
So I don't know what's gonna be there, but I've gotten really into Digimon lately, and
I probably was gonna cut all of that.
that's good. But I think this is good conversation.
Sure.
Because we can get into some video game banter. Doug's a video game boy. We're video game boys. We're going to talk about some classic video game / anime franchises. But yeah, I've gotten into Digimon, and I don't know, just like going into the history of Digimon and people comparing Digimon to Pokemon. Always. Right. I don't want to get into all that because nobody gives a fuck except like me that's wasting my time doing it. But like, what do you guys prefer? Well, I will start with Doug. Do you prefer Digimon or Pokemon? What's your story here?
Personally,
what's your story here, brother?
Personally, I never learned enough about Digimon to really have a good opinion about it because I feel like it was good. I watched some of the show and it was good watching it, but I always played Pokemon more and collected the cards.
Right on, man.
So
the general consensus is Digimon's just a Pokemon ripoff.
Well, see, I think wasn't Digimon created first?
No, it came out right after Pokemon though.
So then it might have been.
But it came out in the Tamagotchi form because Bandai was making Tamagotchi. See, I'm getting in the history I said I wasn't going to. But that came out right after, and then
that's good.
And then right before the anime came out, they released a PS1 game called like Digimon World. Had nothing to do with the anime.
Yeah, I remember thinking to myself when I was younger, it kind of just seemed like someone didn't agree with the way Pokemon started out and was just like, fuck this. I'm just gonna make something else.
I joke now that there's no difference between Pokemon and Digimon because the crazy shit that Pokemon can do and the crazy evolutions they have.
Now
there's even evolutions in Pokemon where they revert to their previous forms, and I'm just like, okay, that's Digimon. The only thing Pokemon's missing at this point is more leather, zippers, and guns, because like Digimon, that seems to be the natural progression. And
what you don't see being
it's
compared?
Animals turning into humans. Like a cat turns into a chick with big old titties
in Pokemon.
In Digimon, I wish in Pokemon.
You get that in the later series, don't you?
You get some sexy Pokemon. Have
I was gonna say Markiplier did that smash or pass, and I saw
have you ever seen Lopunny?
Yeah, I think that was the one he was.
Ooh,
like,
she's thick.
Auto smash, like
that's
fluffy.
That's like Lola Bunny from fucking Looney Tunes.
Almost
she could step on me.
There's a good question. Doug, when did you first realize you were straight?
when I realized I wasn't gay.
Well,
like,
that's reductive reasoning, though. You didn't start out with the assumption that you were gay and then go, "Oh no, I'm not gay."
I just what was
did you? I don't know.
Did you have a sexual awakening where you were?
That's the question.
You were sexually attracted to something.
No, I guess not really. I mean,
so
you see a lot of dick watching porn.
It wasn't Lola Bunny? Yeah, but you didn't start out with hardcore porn, did you? Because I remember... here's a funny story from mine and Doug's past. Do you remember that yellow floppy disk?
You guys got floppy disk porn?
When you lived in that house in Arlington? I was the bad guy. I corrupted Doug.
I don't remember any yellow floppy disk, but
I think I'd like written on it in Sharpie like hentai. And Doug just came up because I let him borrow it. And he just came up to me one day in like 5th grade and was like, "My dad found that floppy disk."
But see, when I was telling you that story, I wasn't like, saying it like he found the floppy disk and ripped it to the computer. he wasn't like, "Why do you have this?" He wasn't mad. He was just like,
"Oh, nice.
Oh, let me get that for him."
Yeah, hang on. Let me go put this in my collection."
Oh, nice.
Yeah, sick. Nice.
This is
Sweet, dude.
okay for drawings.
He's like, "That was your dad's sexual awakening."
That's when he
Possibly.
He's like, "Oh my
I don't know,
god,
dude.
Cartoon boobies, of course, it makes sense."
Do you have a sexual awakening, Brandon?
Bugs Bunny.
Couldn't remember his name.
There's
Brandon?
a scene in a Bugs Bunny cartoon. You probably know it, where he's it's got
Dressed as a Valkyrie with fake tits.
no, but
That one's funny.
Similar. It's an Elmer Fudd one, and he's like he's the barber.
He put his fingers
I think it's
in
from
the
the same
shotgun.
cartoon, isn't it? Doug would know.
What happened?
Doug would know. The cartoon where he's like pretending to be a barber, and then there's all the classical music.
yeah. It's actually called Barber of Seville or some shit.
Yeah, the Barber of Seville. And he's like on Elmer Fudd's head, and he's like massaging in hair oil, but it's like flower grow, something like that. So he like, anyways, that's not important. The important thing was I was like, haha, I was in the bathtub, and I was like, haha, my cock kind of looks like Elmer Fudd's bald head, and I was like massaging like Bugs Bunny. He's like, haha, this is, whoa, hang on, whoa. This feels awesome.
I wouldn't call that a sexual awakening, though.
No, that was me discovering masturbation.
Yeah, a sexual awakening is more like the first.
Yeah, I was
like
going to
you
say,
find out that you're
if you
attracted to
classify
something.
that as your sexual awakening, you're gay? I mean,
No, your
He's
sexual.
a gay furry?
Your sexual awakening would be like you saw something and were like attracted to it. Again,
I guess my aunt's boobs.
like, that's what I
Yeah,
was getting at basically
that's
with the
fair.
porn
I
thing.
would
You see enough dick in porn where if you're looking at the dick the whole time, you should know what part of the video is turning you on.
yeah,
you know what I mean?
I'm talking about like when you're a kid, because you can usually.
Narrow it down to.
Because when I was real little, I was probably 5, and I was attracted to my sister's like best friend. I can't remember her name, but they would take me to the river, and they'd have bikinis on, and she had big old titties, and I was like, oh my gosh! And she used to call herself my girlfriend, and I'm like 5, so I'm like, yeah, it's my girlfriend. And I was just like, I just thought I had a girlfriend with big tits. I didn't know.
Yeah. You're like, this is awesome. And then she broke your heart because she was like had a real boyfriend.
No, I mean, eventually she just stopped coming around, and I grew up and I forgot about her, right? But there's also, I have examples of cartoons like Lola Bunny's a serious it wasn't a sexual awakening, but it was just another it was just another moment where I was like, I like the curves of her fake cartoon body, and if you could somehow translate that into a real human body, I would probably be attracted to that too. And
Man, have you seen some of the Lola
guess
Bunny porn
if you
that's out
wanna-
there nowadays?
It was
I guess if you want to go by that, then I mean, I always pretty much knew when I was younger that it wasn't gay because I wanted to tear Misty up.
See, Misty. Okay.
Misty was Doug's
I wanted
sexual
to
awakening.
fucking-
We'll put that on the record.
Mine is still a mystery.
That was one of them. Yeah.
I was saying like Misty would have been one of mine. Shit,
let's think about it.
So I said Lola Bunny. Said Misty. Fuck. I mean, just name a cartoon, and I could probably give you a fucking female character from it.
Dexter's mom.
Oh yeah, dude. Those dish gloves did it for me, man. She had a fat ass.
She had a fat ass.
Holy
definitely.
shit.
Have you seen some of the cartoon porn that's out there nowadays?
God
My
damn.
God, it actually upsets me because
It's like every bitch Johnny Bravo tried to fuck. I was like, I don't blame you, dude.
Yeah, I see all these like cartoon renditions of like.
What was the mayor's assistant in Powerpuff Girls?
I see all these cartoon renditions, these pornographic
Fuck, what was
renditions
her
of
name?
these characters, and I go back and watch the show, and I'm like, this. Why is she not thick as hell? Why can't I see her panties? Because I'm pretty sure weren't her didn't she have a thong on? weren't her thong straps hanging out? This is not how I remember it at all. It's just my memory's tainted by all the porn. I have brain damage.
Oh yeah.
It's not a joke.
Well,
Just watching too many porn parodies.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you, brother.
Kind of mixing them together, confusing what was the porn parody and what was the real show.
My brain is just confusing the two.
Just putting them together is like this is the parts we didn't see.
If anything, anime really confirmed, like, I just like the female body. You know what I'm saying? Like, my brother showed me Ninja Scroll when I was way too young, and there's just all kinds of titties and naked women in that movie, and I'm like, I'm into that.
Yeah. Ooh, heavy metal was one for me.
Yeah.
One of the older friends I was hanging out with, their dad had a copy of it, and we were watching it. And I was like, there's a scene where like a chick takes her boobs out, and I was like, oh my God, like, this is awesome. And then his parents walked in, and he was like, what the fuck are you guys doing? And he's like, I told you not to watch this fucking tape, and then took it out. And I was like, it wasn't my idea. He fucking brought the tape out. I don't know. Very awkward.
Yeah, I was watching Ninja Scroll, and Jubei, spoiler alert, doesn't bang the chick, and I'm like, what are you doing, Jubei? What? She's giving herself up to you. God damn it, Jubei, what the hell are you doing? Jubei,
you're not gonna have many more options or
God
chances.
Damn it, Jubei. Quit pussyfooting around and give it to her.
Your name's Jubei.
She's wanting Jubei, she can cure the poison in your blood. What the fuck are you doing?
Let her suck your cock,
Jubei.
Let her
Jubei, put the katana down and pull out your katana. You know what I'm saying?
Let her suck the poison out of you. Jesus.
Let me spell it out for you. Your dick tana. Jubei.
Wait, we talked about that.
Jubei,
your dick katana.
if you don't grab her boobay in the next 5 minutes, I'm coming over there and kicking your ass.
Hey. Good Lord, we've gotten so off track. We were talking about Pokemon.
Digimon.
Brandon,
Digimon.
What do you have a preference of Pokemon and Digimon?
Yu-Gi-Oh.
I mean, it's not the same, but cool if we're talking card games.
Yeah, I don't know. That's because you were saying.
Did you seriously watch Pokemon or Digimon when you were a kid?
No, I didn't.
No?
I was not into either. My sister was into Pokemon.
Yeah, she was.
Adriana.
She was.
I was more.
She was into Pokemon when she was dating me. Hell yeah, when I was working at that radio
She
station.
was very into the cards.
When I was.
Damn, that makes me wish I could have banged her more.
When I was like 8, working at that radio station.
She was really into the card game, but not playing it, just collecting the cards. And then
That was more me at first, and then Yu-Gi-Oh came around, and then I played more.
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh is. You were saying like.
I think the show had a lot to do with that.
Yeah, I didn't watch the show as much. It was more just the cards for me. But like with Digimon, you were saying that
cards were awesome.
They evolve into like leather and chains, and I was like, that's just Yu-Gi-Oh. So it's like they all kind of like. Have similarities, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I think Yu-Gi-Oh has just way more sexy anime chicks on the cards.
Hey, Dark Magician Girl.
And Digimon just has more random.
There's another
literally
one.
like it'll be like cats into women with boobs and just like.
Well, that's another one.
There's one Digimon that's literally just like a fucking nun, and there's like her entire evolution line is just. Basically humanoid, nothing.
You guys have a nun fetish too? Everybody else?
No, not really.
No,
man. Me either.
I mean, look, man. It just depends. It's like if it's just the genre, no.
Specific videos, yeah.
If you want to,
there's
get
always
specifics,
outliers.
I was gonna say there's got to be a couple that I'd be into.
There's just something
and
about...
there's got to be a couple people in existence that I'd be into if they were in a nun outfit.
Yeah. Well, I think there's just got to be something about the
taboo of it.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah. Just like you shouldn't be doing that. You're a nun. You're a dirty nun, aren't you?
That's kind of why I wish, like, going back, like, when my parents were going to split up, I kind of would have... Now I would have egged it on, because... If I could get a hold of a stepsister.
Damn. Hell yeah, man. What is up with all the fucking... Everybody is a stepbro and a stepsis and a stepmom. And I'm into it. I'm all for it. I'm like, they're not blood, baby.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
It's wrong.
I feel like it's really going to fuck up the future generations. And all you can find in porn is, I fucked my stepsister.
Yeah.
I sucked my stepbrother, and then they're going to be like, what are you doing? Mom and dad aren't home.
was
it's just the beginning of the end for society, because
I was gonna say, do you think we'll see a blip in like, I don't know how to say it, like genetic problems?
The number of retarded babies born.
Yeah.
maybe
Where they're like,
Pardon
you
my
fucking
French."
idiots, you're not step brother and sister, you're real blood brother and sister, you fucking morons.
that's another thing is they
Well, yeah,
they need
you
to.
gotta have faith that
It's technically all illegal.
they'll.
But you should at
differentiate
least
them.
make sure you're not related in any way by blood before.
yeah.
before
I
you
don't
do
know
it.
if the step bro, step sis thing is illegal.
It is.
I don't think so.
As soon as it's legalized on paper that you're now husband and wife, they become brother and sister. Even though you say step brother, step sister, they become brother and sister, and therefore
Legally,
if
of
they,
course.
and therefore if they
don't
start,
know.
and therefore if they start fucking dude. Yes.
Well, maybe
that's why at the beginning of those parodies,
hang on.
That's why at the beginning of those parodies they say it's not real.
I've never
and
seen that disclaimer.
They put disclaimers at the beginning of
I've
those
never
videos.
seen it.
Yes, they do, Brandon.
never seen
Get
it.
out of your fantasy life, dude. I'm sorry.
I'm not in a fantasy
Does
life.
he have
I'm
a
just
stepsister
saying.
I don't know about? This is fucking ridiculous.
I don't have any steps. I'm just saying
It's illegal.
that
Brandon.
I feel like I've heard
technically
about. I feel like I've heard about my boyfriend. My ex-boyfriend is now my stepdad. Kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Where it's
But
like
that's a boyfriend going to be a stepdad. It's not like my stepdad left my mother without divorcing her, and now he's my boyfriend. Because
Yeah.
that's illegal.
Well,
I don't know if you know that,
but
Brandon.
that's adultery. That's why that's illegal.
Even
I don't know if it's-
even if you're separated, you're still legally married, and that's still legally your daughter, and now you're dating.
That's why you have
illegal.
to go through the legal divorce procedure.
Yeah, I mean maybe. I don't know if I should keep going down this road because it's just
I don't know. I think you lost your argument here, but I'm feeling
right. But
I'm
that's
feeling okay about it.
But my specialty, I'm winning, so you can leave it alone.
I feel like
My
we've
specialty
plateaued.
is just to argue a losing position until like people have to like Google the shit and like show me like the statute and the law.
I like that enough about you.
yeah, it's not my favorite thing.
If you don't prove to me right now that this is illegal, I'm gonna go fuck myself.
Yeah. So, anyways, I really liked both Pokemon and Digimon.
Ash's mom, I'd bang.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Nurse Joy, I think for me.
What if she had a dick?
Nurse Joy or Officer Jenny, dude. You know what though, Jessie.
Jessie is. See, the thing about Jessie though is like you could tell that bitch. She's expensive compared to the other ones. She would be fucking high cost.
Is that gay?
What?
If women had dicks? What if she was like fully a woman?
But was a transvestite?
No, not a
and had
transvestite. She just had a penis.
Isn't
no
that a
balls.
transvestite?
Does she have a
The
vagina
ball-
too?
Yeah. And a fully like uterus, everything.
I could probably be into it. See, I'm into vaginas, so I think an added penis wouldn't be a problem. But I'm not into getting penetrated, so they would have to accept that about me.
You're right, exactly.
That would be really important. But if they had like
I
a
guess I'd
nice
be
body
fine
with
with that
nice tits, as long as their dick wasn't bigger than mine.
Right. No. I mean, just like you know,
Well, that would limit my options severely. So.
because I feel like men are very like visual. You know what I mean? Like you know when a guy is aroused, right? He's got a hard dick.
Yeah.
But like a woman, you look at her pussy and you're like, "Hey, what's going on here?"
What if they got a big
Well, you don't
clit
have
and
to-
then sometimes you're like, oh, they do have a hard clit.
Yeah.
And
I
then
don't
you
know.
re-
I haven't met
and
any
then you
women.
realize it's a penis, and you're like, oh.
Jesus. You don't have to put
That
that
is
thing
the-
away while I fuck you in the ass. Hey,
Tuck it up in there somewhere.
we're
And then
already
you wake
here.
up and you're like, I thought you were your wife.
Brandon, what the hell are you doing here?
This is awkward.
I thought you were Becca. I didn't know she didn't have a clit dick.
I just thought you were progressive.
No wife swaps for me. Just to put it out there, my wife is not okay with any extramarital stuff.
Oh, me neither. You.
Your mama. I'm gonna see you tomorrow, and I'm gonna fuck you in the mouth. Do it. Nothing you can do about that.
I'm liking the cartoon vibe we're getting, but we can go a little bit more loosely.
You know,
you guys have like favorite cartoons or cartoon characters from your childhood? Like I want to capture some.
If I had to pick
some childhoods.
If I had to pick one from the lineup in the '90s, I'd have to say Ed, Ed and Eddie was my favorite.
Hell yeah!
I really.
Artemis.
I don't know why, but I guess it was just a little bit better
that
than
show
the others.
like exploded my imagination with like certain episodes. Like they built a cardboard city. I'm like, that'd be so fucking cool.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to do that.
Like, yeah, fuck yeah.
And Ed was
We could do that.
Ed was about getting that bag before anybody else was. You know, like that's all Eddie. Sorry, Eddie. That's all Eddie cared about. He's like,
Money, yeah.
we got to get these fucking quarters. We got to get these jawbreakers.
Yeah.
Um,
I didn't like Eddie as much as the other two, but you know,
well,
I didn't dislike Eddie.
I think he's the antagonist of most episodes. And like
Yeah,
the only
I think at the end of the day, you're supposed to love to hate him.
and I think the antagonist where the episodes
Eddie.
where he isn't the antagonist, it's the Canker sisters. But even I think
Dude.
that was my sexual awakening because all I kept thinking was like, dude, just fucking let her suck your dick, like,
Dude, the Canker sister with the fucking blue hair, man.
yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean,
With the crop
Naz.
top, I was always
Or
like,
no, not Naz. Naz is the
May.
blonde chick. May.
Or wait,
May is the blonde.
Marie. I don't know.
Marie
Dude,
May, Marie,
I was
and
gonna
Lee.
say the Canker sisters.
I don't
I
know
was
which
always
one is
like,
which, though.
dude, they're hot. What are you doing? They're always like, you're gross. And I'm like, we're just insulting poor people now. They're fucking hot. Oh, they live in a trailer park.
Yeah.
Dude,
That was awesome.
go to their trailer.
There's tons of places to go hide and fuck with each other.
Yeah.
They would
Their
get-
parents are never home.
They would get freaky in that trailer park.
There
What
was
are you
that one
doing?
episode where I think it might have been
Haven't you ever heard of Dixie's?
I think it was the first episode that they were introduced, but they were like hitting on them and they were like brought them back to their trailer and they were like making them like fucking tomato
Food and
ketchup
shit?
sandwiches and like back massages. And they're like, all right, time to smooch. And they're like, fuck that. That's gay, dude. I'm out of here. And they like
What?
locked him in the trailer and because was it Cooties?
It's cooties.
Cooties.
No, I don't think
they
that, I
wanna
don't remember
kiss
any
us.
cooties in Ed and Eddie, but
What
that
was it?
episode, they just like they got mad at them for not appreciating,
Yeah.
and they were like, you know, they just got mad and stormed up to the room, and then Eddie was like, one of them was just like, all right, well,
Was that like
time to go.
like a role reversal? They like tried to leave, but then like they made them do the cooking and cleaning and
I
like
think
back
that was-
massages.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I think you're on the right track there.
Yeah. I got a pretty good.
I think the food in those cartoons always looked good, like the
Yeah.
Jawbreakers.
even like the tomato sandwich. I think
I know that whenever they'd bite the sandwich and
it was like stretchy.
it was like stringy ketchup. I was always like, that looks good.
yeah, Scooby Doo.
No, not me. I thought to myself, why is that
like
shit like-
Scabby and Doobie?
Yeah, Scabby and Doobie from Scooby Boo.
Zoinked.
Yeah. Why do you think he always said that, dude? He was totally zoinked the whole time.
Fuck yeah. You got a favorite cartoon, Brandon?
Yeah, Gargoyles used to be my favorite.
if I had to pick an all-time favorite, fuck, I mean, that was just from the 90s. What's your favorite?
Yeah, what's like? I'm talking like childhood. Like what's something that?
When I was into Disney, it was Gargoyles. Cartoon Network was super big for me. I
Yeah.
think probably Courage the Cowardly Dog. Courage the Cowardly Dog, Ed, Ed and Eddie, those were always on at my house. Teen Titans, but that was a little later.
Yeah.
And that kind of got me into Toonami, which was like the anime, which then it was like Neon Genesis, Evangelion.
And Dragon
Yeah.
Ball got me
Yeah.
watching
Ooh,
Toonami.
I was gonna say
Dragon Ball?
the thing that blew my
Or,
fucking mind was Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
And then, I
I
remember
think Dragon Ball Z is what introduced most of our generation to anime.
Oh yeah.
Well, Zach had the box sets, and I had only seen like episodes here and there on. You remember Toonami when they? I remember the Boo Saga, but this was like the fucking
God, I fucking hated
Saiyan.
the Frieza saga.
Was it the
fucking hated
Saiyan
it.
saga with Raditz and?
yeah.
Yeah, that one was actually a good one.
And then right after that is Frieza, and it's just like back to back. Because what would happen was Zach would give me like anime. He's like, here's all the anime I have of this series, and I would binge it in like a weekend.
Yeah.
And then I would just feel empty inside because I'm just like
I showed Brandon Berserk. And
Berserk.
I
Oh
was
my
like,
god! I watched it in 3 days, 26 episodes in 3 days, or like 2.5
25
days.
episodes.
25 episodes in like 2.5 days. And I remember texting you and just being like, I feel empty inside. Like I feel hollow. I'm just like, because it just has like a super depressing ending. Like all of his friends, that spoiler alert for Berserk, for the original 1996 anime.
Yeah, for
all of his fucking friends die. And it's like you've just been building this whole relationship with these characters the entire series. This woman that he loves fucking gets raped by his best friend who betrays him and is the one that ends up killing all of his friends. And it's like what has been mostly like a series based in like realism and drama the whole time. Just like left turn. Hey, guess what? It's all paranormal shit now. And here's this whole world that you didn't know existed. And everybody's getting sacrificed.
Yeah. And if you don't know that the series had continued beyond that,
Like in the manga.
it's still without having any knowledge of the manga for the longest time, it's still one of the greatest animes.
Oh,
and
yeah.
fun fact about that anime, tying it back to Pokemon and Digimon, the company that did the original Pokemon anime did the Berserk anime.
Mm-hmm.
They did those 25 episodes. So it's just this ultra violent fucking bloody rape fest.
Almost in the style of Pokemon.
And they also made Pokemon.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's fucking hilarious.
You have to watch it. It's one of those things where if you just sit down and watch it from start to finish and that's all you do, you don't fucking... That's the thing that I think that's missing from culture nowadays is like you watch an episode or you watch a whole series in like a day and then you're just like, all right, I'm going to go play on my phone now, or I'm going to go fucking do a million other things, and it just gets lost in like this fucking stream of consciousness.
I have to watch shit slowly, man. I can watch a couple episodes at a time, but I have to stop and think about the shit I just watched. Mm-hmm. When I binge, I forget way too much shit, and then by the end of it, I just go like I can't remember.
Yeah. That's why I like The Boys. Have you seen The Boys, Doug? You got to see The Boys. What about Invincible?
No.
Also on Amazon. Those good shows.
I don't know if I have Amazon.
Well, I guess I could tie into both of these topics. I've since read the entirety of Berserk, the manga, and I just wish Berserk would get a proper anime adaptation now, because they've continued it, but it's shitty.
I like the 2016 3D one, even though the 3D wasn't great, because the director of the show was a 2D director. He had done anime before, but he had not done a 3D show.
From what I read, he had never even done anime before. He did the background animations
of 2D, 2D shows. But I mean, Attack on Titan has 3D segments, and Attack on Titan is fucking phenomenal.
I hate the 3D shit in Berserk, and I just want Berserk to get the treatment that it deserves. And there's a fucking... If you look at the Apostle transformation scenes in the 3D, and like, if you can tell me with a straight face you're okay with that, then I mean, you're a lucky individual, because
I haven't even seen all the
they're
movies.
Fucking god awful. It's literally like a Super Saiyan transformation, but they skip all the interesting parts. So they just glow and change, and then they're transformed. I'm like, that's not how an Apostle transforms.
Yeah, people shit on DBZ because it's like, oh, it's a lot of screaming, and it's like, yes, but there is something to like prolonging it and like making it into a bigger deal, because simply giving more time to something actually does make it seem more important. Mm-hmm. Like if you just like, I'm Super Saiyan now, you're like, will that just happen?
I heard about the story on Game Grumps where the boy survived it was like a wasp or bee attack because he thought of Vegeta. And he envisioned himself powering up, and him yelling actually gave him an adrenaline boost and saved his life, because the stings should have killed him, but because he pretended to be Vegeta and powered up, he didn't die. I'm like, oh, that's my god, awesome. That's like all those times that I did that shit on the playground wasn't a waste of time.
Wasn't a waste. I was powering up.
Well, so that brings up an interesting... did you ever pretend to be any cartoon characters?
Literally every cartoon we've been talking about.
Yeah?
And more. Like, you said Cartoon Network was a big part of your life. Yeah, that was...
majority of my childhood.
Cartoon Network and Toonami. Like, I watched Nickelodeon, and I watched Disney, but I watched Disney the least. I watched Nickelodeon for some shit. Mostly, I was Balls Deep, Cartoon Network, Toonami. You name the animes from that. You name shows. I was like, I did Kids Next Door, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I wish I had a treehouse and fucking stupid ass gadgets like a plunger gun.
Yeah, I just Nick, like a lot of the Cartoon Networks, not including Cartoon Network at one point, started doing live action shit. I think Nickelodeon did it first because they had like Full House and stuff like that. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah, it's like Nick or Disney. There's kind of like,
And it just
had their shows.
comparative to a cartoon, it's just like the ideas were so grounded. It was just like uninteresting to me. And
You gotta remember that the commercial that Cartoon Network did on Nickelodeon's channel.
yeah, it's
That
just,
savage. It was like a sabotage. Basically, they did it on purpose to basically
With
tear all of their audience.
Double D,
away.
Johnny Bravo,
Yeah,
Courage, Coward
they
the
all-
Dog, and Double D's like, oh, we're not supposed to be here. Like, you fucking come watch cartoons on Cartoon Network. It's on this
on
channel. It's fucking way better than Nickelodeon.
And it was
Why is Double D fucking Morty?
He's proto Morty.
uh,
He's Morty before Morty.
yeah.
I can't do a good Morty. Like,
Oh, jeez, Rick.
we're not supposed to be here. Just go watch your cartoons on Cartoon Network. Okay,
Yeah, that's how you got it.
I gotta go. I don't know, man.
What should we talk about?
I guess my answer is just like, yeah, Dragon Ball Z was probably. I do remember though, Sailor Moon early on. My brother introduced me to Power Rangers and Sailor Moon when I'm like 3 or 4 years old, and that's a big part of my life. And it's probably why I liked DBZ so much. DBZ blew my mind, but I would say like Pokemon and Digimon, like, all those shows blew my fucking mind. Like, my imagination went crazy. I always wanted Pokemon to be real. I used to wish more than anything. I'd be on the bus to school and I'd be like, I'd have like the fucking book, the Pokedex book, or I'd have the game, and I'd just be driving over the bridge, and you're driving over the river, and it's in the morning. It's all beautiful scenery. We got the fucking mountain at the Jerome Bridge, Brandon. You know what I'm talking about? The stupid mountain.
Cave Mountain.
I'm sitting there. I'm like,
Doug used to live in Arlington, so he lived in.
hell yeah,
Jerome.
brother.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there crossing that bridge on the bus, and I'm just like, I just remember wishing more than anything that Pokemon was real. I was like, I wish more than anything, I just want it to be so real, please.
I know that's probably like an embarrassing thing for you to share, but like that just brings like a genuine smile to my face. Like
No,
it's
it was so-
just so wholesome. Like it's like
No, it's for real. I'd be like,
just
I'd
such
be
a-
looking at the sun would be hitting the fucking water in the morning. I'm crossing the bridge on the bus, and I'd be like, please, I just want it to be real. It's something so amazing.
It's just such a pure thought. It's just like there's no malice in that wish.
That's what I'm saying. Is like, I'm trying to capture childhoods here, man.
Yeah.
And maybe I did get a little emotional remembering that. But like, I think about Pokemon and Digimon, and it's just like, fuck, man. It's pure childhood joy, man.
That's the water heater.
Yeah, it just sound like.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
I'm glad we got the same
so
note.
I watched the Digimon 2020 remake. It's like the remake of the first season.
Okay,
Not the biggest fan of it, but there's parts in it that
they're doing that more, aren't they?
Yeah, there's parts in it though that
It's finally got to Japan. They're finally
I
getting
think-
into the
I
reboot
think-
culture.
I think when I see it, I think, oh, I would have loved that as a kid. Or there was one moment in like the end of episode 3 or like beginning of 4 or some shit. They just showed this scene in the digital world where they're standing next to like some water, and they did like pixel effects on top of the water because it's the digital world. And I was like,
And it was beautiful.
and I was like, oh, that's so beautiful. I was like, and I just for that 1 second, I was fucking kid again.
Yeah.
And like that was my thought coming into this podcast. It's like,
How do we recapture that?
yeah, I mean, I've been doing it lately by watching all that old shit we've been talking about, like old Digimon. I've been buying old Digimon like toys, like the Digivices and shit.
Yeah.
Genuinely, it's bringing me joy. I bought a Digimon toy that I never got as a kid.
Yeah.
And I bought it as an adult, and I paid an embarrassing amount of money for it. And now that I have it, I'm like, it's just it doesn't fill the inner void, but just the idea that I have it now, it does connect me to that
moment in time.
It connects me to that inner child that it connects me to the childhood feeling that I want,
Yeah. That's the shitty thing though. It's like, it's so hard. I've spent so much money trying to recapture that feeling, but everything that I remember is just so warped by nostalgia goggles, basically. Like,
yeah, that's why you gotta make those moments new.
Yeah, you gotta make them now. You can't go back and retrieve them.
I got super depressed because I had a memory of a Digimon game for the PS2. I just sold my fucking PS2, and I was like, well, can't play that. And like, I didn't like remember it because I had this childhood memory. My best friend at the time was my neighbor, and we were super into Pokemon, Digimon, and he had a PS2. I didn't, but he had like all kinds of shit. He had like all the anime games for it, and he had like Digimon World 2 or 3 for it. I just had that memory today, and I'm like, oh, just sold my PS2 like 2 or 3 fucking days ago. So can't do that. But I was like, I can fucking download it and emulate it.
Well, the good thing is that they're just
PS2 stuff. Yeah, you can.
I just find it online and fucking emulate it.
Yeah, that too.
I was like trying not to bum myself too much out about it, but I had the other thing too is I tried to reconnect with this dude who was my neighbor, and my sense of humor, sometimes I don't fucking understand. Like, I can't talk to people certain ways. Hadn't talked to this dude in years, and I sent him a pretty raunchy message that I thought he would understand was a joke. He like added me, and I'm like, hey man, and we talked a little bit, and I sent him the raunchy message. It was just like holy shit, man, I can't believe like it's you. I missed you. I want to suck your dick, and like just something stupid.
Uh-huh.
And at the time, it just, I mean, you've known me. I'm like, haha, I'm so funny. Yeah, he immediately stopped talking to me.
Oh.
So then I like never saw him again. But she had a bunch of his toys, and she was just going to throw them away. And she literally like filled a dumpster with his toys, and it was super fucking depressing. And like, I don't know if it's probably because she didn't want to see his dad again, right? And gave him like a limited time to get his shit out. But they had a bunch of toys like on their front porch. For whatever reason, they had this like enclosed porch, and you could just walk in. It was like unlocked screen doors. And then in the porch, there was like Rubbermaid containers full of their fucking toys. I guess they're like, fuck you kids, we're keeping our shit outside. So I go outside one day, and the dumpster's literally filled to where the fucking lid is like open with his toys. And my dumbass went and asked her, like, I was like, hey, you're throwing away all of his toys? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, do you care if I just go through them and take what I want? Toys. And she's like, I don't care. And then I just, like, now looking back, I'm like, they were in a fucking dumpster. You're just going to take them what the fuck you wanted. She was throwing them away, you dumbass.
Yeah.
But, like, I went up and asked her.
Well, I think that...
Some people do get offended when you pilfer their trash.
Yeah, that on top of, but that was just the child innocence in you fucking just being like, you wanted to give her another chance to reconsider throwing away her own child's toys.
Yeah, well, I took
that's
like
good perspective.
I took stuff that we both enjoyed playing with, but I took stuff that like he specifically liked too.
Were you trying to like save it for him?
I don't know, man. Like I think it was more of a greed thing. It was more of it
reminds me. Where does Dustin live nowadays?
Iowa,
Nebraska.
I
just talked to him today.
I believe I have his card that Ed or David somebody stole from him a long time ago. Yeah, Pokemon card. It's like a giant Suicune. And I'm pretty sure Ed told me that it was Dustin's at one point, and someone stole it from him.
Man, yeah, let's get Dustin on the podcast. Dustin's always great to have on the podcast. I have funny story about Dustin. He fucking lent me some of the best books that I've ever fucking like. They were unsolved mystery books.
I think it'd be like Cunnilingus.
Something called the
he bought me the Kama Sutra.
Karma Sutra. I don't know. It was good. Had some positions I've tried out. Pretty uncomfortable.
Feel like you got to work out before you use this book?
What about you, Doug? What's going on? What's going on with you lately? You get new internet? Potentially.
Your dad's
Hopefully.
getting fucked.
Dad's getting fucked?
Every
That's
day.
Always a good thing?
Every day.
Unless
not
it's a
good
bad thing. Yeah. You know, getting fucked can sometimes be negative.
Yeah, nothing really new, man. I put in that app for DG and they just never fucking messaged me back. It's like always. It's really chapping my balls. But all these other new motherfuckers come through like every fucking week.
Yeah. Well, we need to get look at your resume. Becca's great at writing resumes. We just lie. Just tell him you have a master's degree.
We had one that we made in fucking
Dollar General.
we made a resume on that fucking even expensive ass paper in graphic design. I've got one.
Yeah.
I can straight up upload it, but yeah.
Do that. Yeah.
DG doesn't give a fuck if I was trained in Obi fucking
talking about
Adobe
Dollar
fucking
General?
whatever the fuck.
Yeah. Because he's got a Dollar General right by his house.
I have
Road.
yeah. Yeah, I'm familiar with it. I tried to apply for some new shit recently, and everything I submit, I never hear fucking anything back.
Yeah, exactly.
I put in like 3 applications recently just because I'm trying to stay with the hospital but transfer. And I've been there 9 years, and everybody knows, literally everyone there knows I'm a fucking hard worker, and everyone goes out of their way to tell me this shit. But then
They want to keep you right where you are, baby.
Exactly. I apply for these other departments, and they don't even give me.
Look,
anything. It's.
I'm going to tell you guys the secret. All right, you guys want to know the secret to getting hired?
Fuck them.
Yes. You lie. Yeah, lie on your fucking resume. Half the time they don't even check that shit. Just lie. Just be like, yep, whatever you're asking for, I have that plus 5 years. They're like, we're asking for 25 years and you're only 30. You're like, yeah, been doing this all my life.
I've been working since I was fucking 12 months.
Just make up like my mom and dad owned a fucking Dollar General and I worked there. It's been a while, but like I will pick it up quick. Like I'm familiar. All right. It's just been rusty. I've had a dry patch, but like you give me time, I'm a fast learner, and plus it's just relearning stuff for me at this point. You know, before the same like, what do you guys need? Yeah, IT. I've got how old am I? 35, 20. I've got 20 years of experience in IT. All right, I've been playing video games my whole fucking life, dude. I've troubleshooted so many things. I can Google like a motherfucker. All right, if I don't know how to do something, guess what? I know the keywords to put in Google to figure out the problem.
I've known people that have been hired in several of these positions without certifications, and when I go to apply, they're like, You need to be certified.
Yeah, but that's the fucked up thing is no matter whether or not you have the certification, is they're gonna retrain you anyways in the specific job, because it's, guess what? There's a certain list of fucking responsibilities that you have to do in that job, and they're going to train you to make sure that you're doing it the way that they want you to do it. So regardless if I can fucking edit a video, if I go apply for a fucking professional video editing position, they're going to go, okay, here's the templates we use, and this is generally the segments that we use, and we use this program for this, and this is the audio settings we use. Don't fucking touch anything.
They're going to be pretty specific, like, do it this way.
Yeah, because the guy that's training you doesn't give a shit if you fucking know the stuff or not. All you have to do is keep your fucking mouth shut while he's training you and make sure you don't give away the fucking game. That's all it is. We're just playing a fucking big game where you fucking jack off the right guy and he fucking goes, hey, you're a hard worker, man.
Oh, that's it. Literally,
it pisses me off because it's like
the chain of command is like, you know what? I like you. I'm gonna put you in this position.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, fuck you, dude.
But then if you look at any other qualified candidate, you have to like put them against a stringent fucking rigmarole, and it's just like, dude, like, you're fucking missing out on fucking hiring people who are qualified or at least motivated to do a job. And it's like, that's half the fucking job, because I do my job better than fucking 90% of the people that have been at my job for fucking twice as long or longer than me. And it's just because I'm fucking willing to go through the fucking procedure. Like, okay, this didn't work, so let's do this, this, and this. And maybe I'll get fucking jaded as time goes on, but like, that's how it goes. It's like you just need somebody who's fucking motivated to do that position, and then you make it happen. It's not about fucking, At a certain point, it is about qualification, I guess, because like you don't want some jackass like applying at NASA and being like, "Oh yeah, I built rockets. Trust me, guys."
Bottle rockets.
Same concept, just way more explosive.
You don't want your rockets to explode like day 6. Like, oh fuck, back to the drawing board, guys.
Well, what the fuck are you doing this for?
Oh yeah, I've made pipe bombs before. I could do this job easy.
I know what I'm doing.
Oh yeah, I've made a pipe bomb or two. Oh yeah. Maybe I've got kicked out of school before. Yeah. I like to party. You guys like to party?
Yeah, funny.
I'm the pyrotech.
Funny,
This company called Arson.
I used to call my ex-girlfriend the little rocket ship because I'd get her off. And
I would stand up.
It's fine. You should consider me nice. I had a relationship where I called her the lunar lander because I got her off so hard she was practically out of this world, bro.
I thought you were gonna say I called her the lunar lander because I'd make her do anal on top.
I called her the lunar lander because we just filmed it in front of a green screen and told everyone it was real.
It was a real Easy A situation. That was the mission name, Easy A.
Yeah. It's America faked the moon landing.
We're still going on this bit. Sorry, continue. America faked the moon landing, but my girlfriend faked her orgasm.
That's it. God damn it.
Yeah.
Fucking, I think I'm a stand-up comedian, and then the joke's just there.
They write themselves. I'm telling you. Don't worry. You don't gotta. You don't gotta
America
switch.
faked the moon landing, but my girlfriend faked her orgasm.
She's the real American hero. You guys ever name your dicks? Speaking of naming your girlfriend, you ever name your dick? I'm thinking about doing it. I've never given my dick a name. I'm thinking about naming mine Gary.
He
He just seems like a Gary to
How
me.
about Frederick or Freddick?
Freddick. Friedick.
I've jokingly named my dick, but it's to the extent that I can't remember. Like
Zach Jr.
Yeah,
Mini me.
Wasn't anything like mini me.
Big me. Sometimes I call him Big me. It's a bigger version of myself. So my dick is bigger than I am.
I'm just imagining Crippling Seniors, our first musical venture, our first band. I was like, I might have called my dick like Big Rick or
yeah.
something
was
fucking
my,
stupid like
Pickle Rick.
My Titanfall name was Big Dick Rick. Used to have a Titan.
First time I played Halo Online, I was using at the time my brother-in-law's account. Well, he would have been my brother-in-law if they ever got married. Anyways, I was using his account and his name was Rambo Ninu, so it was Rambo Ninu. And that's always stuck with me. It's like the dumbest name.
Yeah. But also
it's also I was like, it's fucking awesome. Yeah. Ramboning you.
I love how dumb that is.
I love it. I just imagine. I'm sure there's a Ramboning you out there in modern gaming, and
you're the real American hero.
I want to tip my hat to you because you've carried the mantle.
You want to know one of the best names I've ever heard my brother come up with for his stupid ass quick scope and COD shit?
Yeah.
Quad Damn.
Quad Damn. Is that his channel name?
No, that was just a name he put on his
channel
Xbox.
name.
Quad Damn.
Quad Damn.
God damn.
I doubt it. Quad Damn. I love it. That's what I wanted to do at the beginning of the podcast was we introduced Doug, but it was just Doug. I was gonna say, do you have any AKAs that you go by? I know a few myself. Doug has a ESO account. I don't know if you want to find friends through here. It's not like we have a fucking wide audience.
No, that's all right.
But you could maybe give your...
He's like, no, I'd rather just stay anonymous.
You're big into the Victrix. Victrix is a comic book character that Doug created when we were in the 6th or 7th grade.
Yeah, I don't
Maybe
remember
5th grade even.
what grade.
We used to, me and Doug and
Pretty
Wes, our buddy Wes Jones, used to write a comic together. Me and Doug have tried to make a comeback on it pretty recently, but it's just hard. It's actually really fucking hard to make a comic, as it turns out. So
I found that out.
Well, it's hard to write any story. It takes a lot. You gotta
actually sit down and write it.
Yeah, and it's more than just that. You gotta sit down and organize your thoughts, and then fucking organize the organization, and it's just a pain.
So,
in the
well, I'll
goddamn
tell you,
I pitched you Killer Moth versus Mothman, like the Murphy and the Death Rays playing a show intercut with weird like crypto lore.
we should just get some chalk pastels.
Well,
and just
I
fucking...
I storyboarded it out. I did it, but then I tried to pitch it to my brother, and it ended in the most depressing way. I think he's such an alcoholic he doesn't remember any of the events because
I didn't know whether or not to like grab Zach's ass and comfort him or like slap him in the face and tell him to pull it together. I was just like caught in this weird position because you were feeling it because he fucking insulted you.
Well, it's not that he just insulted me. He wouldn't even let me. He
wouldn't even let him explain his brother, and it's you could tell that it was just like
my brother is
somebody that he looked up to.
My brother is literally my father figure, my mentor. Mm-hmm. And when I was trying to explain this idea, I got maybe 2 minutes into it, and he's just like, "You can't do that because the character's called Killer Moth, and DC has a character called Killer Moth." And I was like, "It literally doesn't matter."
Yeah.
Turns out it doesn't matter, Doug. I don't know if you know this. I'm going to make a comic about Murphy and the Death Rays where there's a character called Killer Moth, and I can just like change spelling. I can like it has nothing like all we have to do is make clear that it has nothing to do like Killer Moth's a fucking B-list character, dude.
Well,
like,
you can't copyright names anyway.
Killer Moth is a fucking
maybe you can, but in a very specific way.
Killer Moth is like a D-list character. I even made the joke. I was like, we could make the Killer Moth name like all one word and just add. We could do the internet
you
bullshit.
Just take off the ER and put an A.
Well,
put an XX at the
Kill a Moth.
Kill a Moth.
Yeah,
and
that
I
got it. Yeah,
and I was trying to explain this to my brother, and literally he would not let me explain myself. He just kept going, "No, it's not going to work." He's like, "Why don't you?" He's like, "See, the problem is you don't come up with original ideas or something." He just said some really defeating things to me.
Yeah.
When in reality, he just wouldn't listen.
And you could tell it just broke Zach's heart.
And the thing is he's always wanting to get into these ventures with.
He's a great starter, not a great follow througher.
I was gonna say he wants to do things, and he has these like we should do this together, but then it becomes about what he wants to do, and this is just my opinion. I love him. He's never gonna listen to this podcast. It's the kind of guy that he is, and if he does listen to this podcast, he probably won't get any personal growth from it because he'll just be like, "Oh, fuck you, dude. I heard what you said about me." But the truth is I love him and I respect his opinion. And when he asks, he's like, "I want to do this shit with you." And I'm like, "I actually have an idea." And he doesn't let me get more than 2 to 3 minutes into the fucking pitch and interrupts me. Yeah, I get a little fucking defeated because it's based off a song that I wrote. Killer Moth has nothing to do with the DC character. It's more of like The Fly. It's literally just it's the fucking Fly, but you replace the Fly with a moth. Is the concept of Killer Moth versus Mothman in the song?
Does it have to be a moth?
Even regardless, it works. It kind of does because it works well with.
If you listen to the song, like all of the Murphy and
it could be Killer Butterfly, and that would work.
Killer Moth.
We could have literally
just where you have two flying insect.
Remember
insectoid characters.
I only asked because instead of
kill a moth,
instead of just say you don't come up with anything original, could have said that. Does it have to be a moth?
Oh, right. Yeah, he's saying like if your brother had said,
"Well,
does it have to be a moth?"
That was like the end of the thing. Is he's like the problem is, you're too focused on this and you can't come up with anything original, and that's basically like that's why
you know what. Here's what we're gonna do.
That's why you're not. That's why you're not going to go anywhere. He said something along those lines. It's
just very defeating and very negative.
It was like it was like you don't come up.
You could have just stopped at
You didn't like it.
You didn't like it. Yeah.
He literally could have said. He literally could have said, "Look, I respect your opinion,
but I don't think that's going to work.
But I don't want to do anything with the name Killer Moth because I think it's going to hinder us."
He could have been more tactful.
I literally could have immediately gone. Then let's do my idea for the sequel comic, which was Murphy and the Death Rays Wereshark, where it's the comic starts and it's our band playing the song Wereshark, and as the show starts, you got the crowd, they're unimpressed to be there. We're like, "We're Murphy and the Death Rays." They're like, "Boo." Yeah. And then we're like, 1, 2, 3. And then we do the Wereshark opening, and it's the band playing. And then the comic cuts into the lyrics of the song, which is the origin, which is the story. And you could do a whole fucking 42-page comic about...
And this is another good example of
I always wanted to do that same concept. If our comic ever got to having an animated series, I wanted the opening song to be played by our characters.
Yeah.
As if they were the ones playing the song up on stage, just fucking jamming at a concert.
Here's our.
What I wanted the opening.
I've seen this. We've done stuff for it together for the Wereshark thing. But if me and Doug could pitch you our comic, I think that would be. And actually, why don't we let Zach take a little creative control with us, and we'll all just kind of make this comic idea together. Wes would, but Wes is not here. But I think we have his blessing to use Cybordion if we need to. Should we break down the characters that we have so far, the story so far?
I mean, on the podcast?
Yeah, let's do it. I think, hey, look, if you're not fucking...
There was just bits and pieces of ideas.
Yeah, exactly.
What a story could be.
Exactly, which is fine. Because you know what? You don't start a fucking painting of the Mona Lisa with fucking paint on the canvas. You start with a pencil drawing of a fucking circle, because that's her fucking head, and then you make triangles for her fucking... You don't fucking start with the Mona Lisa, all right? You build a fucking skeleton, and then you fucking lay the framework on top of that.
I will say that I remember bits and pieces of this from high school.
Yeah, you've heard it from high school. Yeah, it's not like Zach is completely...
I've seen the art. I'm not a complete virgin here.
Yeah. So I'll start.
Which hasn't improved, by the way. I've tried to sit down.
That's not true.
I've
tried to sit down and draw recently.
I've seen the earliest conceptions of this. I'm pretty sure. I've seen the earliest conceptions.
Yeah.
So essentially, our idea was these are basically the first OCs that we ever made. I think I don't know who brought it up, but it was do you have a character that you made? And you're just the first thing that came to mind because you're a kid. And you just,
I'm pretty sure
this is my experience.
It was the art competition, whatever it was, with Mrs. Guffey and shit. And she basically, there was a bunch of different shit that we could do, and we eventually came up with the idea and asked her, okay, so could we just make this 3 or 4 page comic strip and enter that and see how it does? And I'm pretty sure we won.
I don't remember that. Do you have a copy of it?
The comic strip
that we did?
No.
I vaguely remember that.
It was a lot of scenery. It was just it was a very fucking generic scene, basically, of just our characters talking, but the main epicness of it was just the scenery that was drawn and shit.
I just picture the main characters talking and then be like, "Look at this fucking sunset."
God damn, look at that fucking sunset. I think the idea was because we wanted to do a cartoon or an anime at one point.
That was why it was so hard to get started, because nothing could really be agreed upon. I wanted it to be serious. Obviously, it could have its funny moments like any other anime, but
yeah. Then me and
Wes was just all about the every little fucking everything had to be funny, and everything Cybordion did was...
Cybordion is Wes's character.
Everything Cybordion did was just dumb shit. He just beat the shit out of Smiley randomly for no reason, and I'm trying to figure out why, motherfucker.
So
why are we doing this?
Here's how we'll start the pitch. Okay, so Cybordion is this is my recollection, because it's not my original character. This is Wesley Jones's original character, Cybordion.
I'm picturing Wesley pitches you something and then he has his laugh.
Yes.
God, I fucking love him, dude.
God,
yeah, me too.
I don't know if we can keep that in. Okay, so anyway, Cybordion, I'll break it down. I'll tell you Cyborgion's thing. He's like, he's a cyborg, right? He's basically like fully.
I would have never guessed that with the name.
Right, like Cyborgion. We were like in 5th, 6th grade when we made these characters. So Cyborgion is a cyborg, but he's got basically the only human part left of him. I think he got this from like General Grievous, was like his heart and his brain. Wes was big into Star Wars, and his mask was basically like a cross between like Boba Fett and Darth Vader. So it didn't have like the hood, but it had like the triangle mouth, I remember, and then it had like the Darth Vader eyes, and then it had like...
I don't remember Darth Vader eyes.
I just feel like the cross between a Darth
the Boba
Vader...
Fett antenna.
V.
Yeah, and then
I just
then
feel
it had
like the cross
like a
between
Sailor Moon fucking V on
V
his
eyebrow.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was going to say, the cross between a Darth Vader and a Boba Fett's called a fucking Stormtrooper.
Well, I mean, essentially that was Cyborgion, but like he had these huge fucking like big circle shoulder pads. And anyway, his personality was like he was a psychotic because he'd been alive for so long. He was basically psychotic, and he basically just did. He was an agent of chaos, if you will. And he was immortal, and he was
That
like
could be interesting.
he was basically the Superman of the comic, because every time we would be like, okay, well, our character can do this, Wes would be like, yeah, but Cyborgion has this, and he would just negate that. And you're just like, God damn it. It's not good
Like,
character
You
building.
just go, that's not interesting.
That was
Well,
like
but we're little, so
okay,
we're just like, okay,
Cyborgion-
well, Smiley can do this.
the whole concept of what One Punch Man is making fun of. That Cyborgion was the embodiment of
What
that
they're
same
making fun of.
concept. Yeah.
But in a completely serious
Yeah.
slash.
Exactly.
It's like the character is, you can't make fun of the character, but the character can be in funny situations, if that makes sense.
Wes, call me. I can make Cyborgion work.
I love that. I love the idea of the character, but it doesn't match well because mine was also like a psychotic character,
Yeah, exactly. They
You
both
just-
wanted their
you
character
just
to
have
be
crazy. Yeah.
crazy
The-
and fucking brute, like Hulk pissed off all the time.
The trick
And
was
then my character was the only.
When it
The-
was
the
like
trick
a
was
sage.
I just smoked weed all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, the trick with Cyborgion is you make him fail gracefully. It's never to make him look weak. It's you can keep all the comedy.
It's to expose how he could grow.
You could keep all the comedy, expose how he could grow, and then in the serious moments with him, you can have those true anime moments where you go, "Oh fuck, don't fuck with Cyborgion," and then everyone's happy. I think Wes would be happy with.
Yeah.
I think Wes would be happy with that. You could have all the comedy you wanted. You just have to. It has to be done properly. You can't just like.
Nowadays, it would be a lot more doable because I feel like everybody has moved on to the point where they can accept if their character is a little bit weaker. But back then, Wes could not accept anybody's character even coming close.
Yeah,
To
which I
Cyborgion.
basically tried to tie it into the plot where like he was like this external force basically that not that we were working against, but that we had to that Doug and I's character had to work together against. And then that I think that kind of appeased.
Cyborgion could be a great
Yeah.
anti-hero.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what he
Right.
was. And then Smiley was originally intended to be like an antagonist character.
You know what fucks with me? We're talking about this. Like, I made up so many, like, fucking OCs, and I don't even...
Remember any of them?
I called one Alucard, but that was, like, it was basically the equivalent of, like, a sex chat room on Yahoo.
Yeah.
Like, role-playing was, like, super common on chat rooms, and I tried to make a character, and it just ended up being, like, sexting.
Yeah.
That's all I did. And then a few times, like, one time me and my buddy got this chick to show us her webcam when we were like fucking 12, and she like just shoved a shampoo bottle in her pussy. I can't remember my fucking OCs, dude, but at least I got that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I remember that fucking shampoo bottle of that pussy though.
Gonna have to cut that out of the podcast.
I didn't.
I was 12 and I watched a girl shove a shampoo bottle
I
in her
didn't dox
pussy.
her. Like, that's not illegal for me.
Yeah.
It's illegal for her.
Is that what's the law on that?
Well, she was like,
Who cares?
Is this back to
Who
stepmother and
cares?
well, she
sister?
was like, how do I know? To her credit, she's like, how do I know? How do I know you're 18? And I was
And you guys lied about it.
You're like,
we're like-
no, we're 12. It's cool.
No, I was like, well, it was me and him becoming the persona. And we're like, oh, I'm 18. They're like, I don't know.
I totally have hairs on my wiener.
Well, they're like, and they were like, yeah, I don't know. I can't just like show you my webcam because it's, you know.
You're like, what? You aren't horny, bitch? Come on,
Well, she's
take
like,
it
I
off.
can't show you my webcam if I don't know how old you are. And,
Yeah.
And then I think our reply, like, dude, we were fucking smooth for the time, bro. We were like, it's nothing we haven't seen before.
Yeah.
Send. And she literally invited us to the fucking webcam. We were like, oh! And yeah, we watched it. Like, she just put on a fucking show. And it's like, picture early webcams, like, even in low lighting.
It was
She was basically showing it to us in fucking
Graphic detail.
in
pixelated.
God, what's the word? Night vision. Like it was literally like she was. At first, it was in color, and then her cam, I guess, could go to night vision if the light went too low, because she was like shoving a shampoo bottle in there, and then she pulled it out, and she's like, "I'm so wet right now," and then she spread her ass cheeks, and I remember to this day, she was so wet on the shitty low res camera, it switched to fucking night vision, and when she spread her cheeks, you could see the fucking glistening, and like you see the moisture, like the boop from her pussy to her ass, and I'm like, hell yeah! And for a while,
this is Zach's sexual awakening.
I was like, no, dude, I was like 14, and I still had her email, and she had since like uploaded like a picture of herself, because I don't think we ever got like a good look at her face.
Yeah.
And like I had went to her profile and be like, huh, that's what she looks like. And I didn't think like she was ugly or anything, but I was like, now I got a face for the pussy.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, face to puss.
crazy. And then like what kills me now is I wish I still had her fucking info just so I could troll her.
Yeah. Does that make you a bad person?
It doesn't, not like in a bad way, not like in a bad, like, you know.
No, not troll her, like, you know, come to her house and kill her. Just,
yeah.
I just want to fucking send her threatening messages. Like, you're fucking dead. I know what you did.
It's just this weird part of me. It's like,
when were you 14?
Fuck, maybe
2008, 2009?
Dude, maybe it's stalkerish. Maybe I'm like, I just want to see what she looks like right now. Spread your butt cheeks again.
Well, yes, my birthday. My birthday is on June 6th. Thank you for asking. And I was turning 12 on June 6th, 2006. That's how I guessed you were 14 in 2009.
What the fuck are you talking about, dude?
I don't know. I just
We're trying to do math.
I got onto this thing where I was like 666 was my birthday.
God
Yeah. So, anyways, Cybordion was this crazy. We didn't even
Ride the tiger!
He has no belly, but you work the shaft. I don't think that was what you said. Oh,
You
he's
got
going
cum in
to
your stash.
Isn't your guy's name Paft?
Yeah.
That's one you use, right?
I love Paft. I use the name Paft for things.
Ride the tiger. He's got no belly, but he's got a shaft. At least that's what I heard from Paft. That's you.
Shiny diamonds, that's what you have in your mustache hair. It's actually semen dried.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for that. I'm gonna pretend like I didn't love that. Okay, so
Hell yeah, brother.
What's our comic idea? We're gonna come up with it
You're
right now.
fucking
Doug.
telling me about Cybordion. You never fucking...
The other characters.
Yeah, tell me about the other...
Smiley was
Hey,
mine. It's
fuck
like
Cybordion. Tell me about the other characters.
Smiley was my OC, and it was like I basically played a lot of Twisted Metal at the time and loved the idea of fucking Sweet Tooth because he had that like mask on and he was like a serial killer, and that was basically the backstory for Smiley. And then as Cybordion grew in power, I also made Smiley grow in power. I have like a spec sheet for him somewhere that I drew in like 7th grade, and it's like Smiley, like 7'8", 365 pounds, solid muscle, can run at a top speed of 200 miles per hour. Just like a bunch of fucking like just giving him every fucking superpower.
Stat card.
I do have a solution for these characters.
Just power them down a little bit.
I'll make you motherfuckers roll a D&D sheet.
That could work
That
too,
would be
because
a
I
great
originally I wanted things like, you know, obviously Cyborgion's tech or whatever, but I wanted
So
things
Victrix
like
is his character, and he's
I wanted
he's
things
a
to be-
dragon humanoid.
Oh, I know his character because I don't know what any of these other characters look like except for his character.
Really? Okay.
Yep. I know exactly what his character looks like. Vivid memories.
He's
you know,
it's a great.
Strangely enough, he kind of looks like fucking what's his name from Dragon Ball Super now? The fucking god, the
Beerus?
purple. Yeah, Beerus.
Yeah, you know, I was gonna
Kinda.
say, out of all of our character designs, I think that yours and Wes's are the most original. Like, I still haven't seen like a dragon humanoid, other than like.
I basically ripped off Brawly's legs. Just took Brawly's like entire fucking everything he was wearing.
But I think you can get away with that.
Changed it eventually.
I think
I was like, everyone's gonna know that's Brawly's.
Well, I think you can get away with like taking bits and pieces from different characters as long as like the overall character is original. And like that's what I always loved about Victrix was like he was a classic like anime character in body, but then he had a fucking dragon head, and then he had these sweet ass fucking like bat wings, and but he was like a diplomatic king. You know what I mean? Like he was the king. He was basically like Julius Caesar of fucking these like desert peoples.
Can I tell you what I remember from like
Dragon.
it was like high school?
Peoples.
Yeah.
I remember from high school, Brandon would walk around with a copy of The Watchmen.
Fuck yeah, I would.
And he had all these fucking like sticky notes in the book.
Did I really?
You did. You had sticky notes in the book, and then you were like, "Yeah, me and Doug we got this comic idea, and I kind of like the way Watchmen's formatted, where it's like, you know, it'll be a story, and then you'll just go into a backstory."
Yeah.
Because the story like introduced it.
Look how organized I was. I was into it.
And you were like, I kind of like I want to steal that and I want to do that. And I'm like, oh yeah, do it.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with taking.
Yeah, you legitimately had sticky notes in the fucking Watchmen, and it might have just been a bookmark to be honest. But you took notes. You were telling me specifics. I remember that. You're like,
I like that. Yeah. Look at me, younger me go.
Yeah,
that's kind of like going back and watching our sketchy neighbors and being like, "What happened? I was so good like 6 months ago. What happened?" Yeah. Wow. Yeah. We were into the comic idea. I think that was like our backup plan at one point. It was just like, well, none of us are going to college. Maybe we could sell our comic idea to fucking Marvel. And I think the content matter that we want to discuss would be probably better for like Image, because they seem pretty open. And plus, it was like a darker storyline, anyways. It was like I think I got this idea of the Horsemen in my head at one point.
Yeah, that was the one idea that we ran with, where it's like eventually, in one way or another, they would become like
the representations of the four horsemen of the apocalypse. And there was like a secret fourth character. I think I might have been playing a lot of Mortal Kombat.
You might have literally just proceeded Dragon Ball Super if you guys.
That's what I was gonna say. Dragon Ball Super had this big contest of people.
I've actually had that thought recently about
Dragon Super. Yeah,
these motherfuckers got a hold of what we were talking about.
Yeah,
and just ran with it, fucking cocksuckers.
That was like basically our idea was our idea was that there was basically a competition that was being held that nobody knew about, and it was to determine
like Mortal Kombat. We basically just stole shit from everything.
I'm going to be honest with you guys. I was legitimately about to say what you could do to save this story.
You could just sell these characters in Mortal Kombat.
No, it's just making a tournament fighter story. I was literally gonna say that. I was literally gonna. It's like the best.
But that doesn't even have to be the whole story. That could just be one fucking
aspect of it. Yeah,
like the best animes and the best stories have like. For example, I
even fucking Yu Yu Hakusho.
But that's what I was gonna say though. Like everyone thinks tournament fighters, and they go, "Oh yeah, Dragon Ball," and you're talking Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super. But I think
Yu Yu Hakusho was the original.
No, I think it's the most popular. I think it's the maybe not the most popular, but
many of them have done it.
Definitely. the most prominent
I don't know, man. I don't even know
tournament fighter.
I'll be able to fucking go to sleep if I try to sleep on your couch or something. I may not even be able to get to sleep. I'm sure if I get wasted enough, I'll pass out.
I have a pull-out couch.
You can sleep in the Barbie camper.
No.
My house, I have really nice AC, Doug. If you wanted to stay here, fuck, I work in the morning, but I'll stay up with you. We'll stay up all night, brother.
I don't work in the morning. The building's closed tomorrow, so I know I won't be called in.
I'm thinking
so
about,
tournament fighter, yeah.
I'm thinking about staying up and playing more Digimon, but I got Cyber Sleuth on sale for $14.99. It's the complete edition, over 100 hours of content, Doug.
Why don't you do a blind playthrough for the channel?
I want to do that, but I messaged you about it. I said it's a heavy JRPG.
What are you excited about?
If this internet thing happens, I'm excited about that, dude. I'm gonna replay Mass Effect. I'm gonna record every fucking bit of it. I'm gonna edit that shit into a movie so I can watch it.
I've been talking to Doug a lot about because he's basically in the position that I want to be in. Like, you have no external factors preventing you from like playing for extended periods of time. I was like, I would, but it's like it is a skill, and I know it doesn't feel like a skill because it's like you feel like you're wasting time, and that's how I feel sometimes when I play video games. But it's like I legitimately cannot play a video game for more than like an hour or two at a time. Even if I get really into it, I'm just like, I gotta go do something because like my back hurts. But I wish that I could just play video games like I used to, where I'd play like for 7 or 8 hours at a time and just fucking get super involved in a story and like really pick up on the meanings and like the subtext.
I cried at the end of Mass Effect, dude. That's how fucking
games
still
can
depends.
move you, dude.
It still depends on the game, man. I can do it depending on the game. Honestly,
and time, because I've tried to do it with Red Dead Redemption 2 when it first came out in 2018. Got like 2 hours into it and I was still in the fucking tutorial level and I was like, nope, not for me. And then fucking picked it up a year later and fucking I cried at the end of fucking Red Dead Redemption 2 when you're fucking
me too.
riding the fucking horse and it's like all the sad music playing and it just like replays all the fucking moments in your game that you went through. And it does change depending on what you did in your game.
Exactly. And you know Arthur's gonna die, so it's like, man, that's
spoilers.
Spoiler alert. And no, I
if you haven't played it by now, fuck you. You deserve to see it.
It's 5 years. Come on. Get on the ball. Zach.
No, I got up last night. Everyone went to sleep and I couldn't sleep. And I got up and ended up playing the Digimon shit for like...
That's a good time to play. That is a good time. I watched a lot of Beastars on those nights where you wake up at like 2 a.m. and you're just like, I can't go back to sleep. And then you just like turn on a show that you wanted to watch or play a video game you've been wanting to play. And you play until like 6 a.m.
It was heavy. It was I worked today, but I was up. You know, I worked today, but I was up last night.
Our special guest Doug, fucking sticking it out. He doesn't have anywhere to be. He doesn't got to work tomorrow. None of us have to work tomorrow.
I should have brought some weed though, for sure.
Oh, Zach has to work tomorrow.
Fuck him. I don't care. No, so what was I going to say?
Zach's the real hero. Not your girlfriend.
I played... she has to work tomorrow.
Not your fiance. I mean, your girlfriend that faked all her orgasms.
Whatever. Fuck her. So I played Digimon till like 4 in the fucking morning. I'm like, I got to be at work at 6. So then I like went and laid down.
Mistake.
It did nothing. It did nothing. And I basically got up, made coffee. And I had a good day, but more importantly, I had a good time. I played like 4 hours of fucking Digimon last night. I was fucking...
I think I have dementia.
It's super text heavy. It's a super JRPG.
Yeah, you gotta read it. Yeah.
So I sent that to you.
We should play it for the channel.
Well, I sent it to you. I said we could do it for the channel. We'd have to do it like Game Grumps style because they're constantly riffing on the dialogue because there's a fuck ton of dialogue and there's nothing else to do.
I would, and that's fine. I would love to do another like Let's Watch. But I would do it more.
The more important thing is
we should find the movies that are free, kind of like Mystery Theater 3000 did.
Yeah,
people are doing that nowadays. You just like find a movie that's like public domain and you just fucking.
Oh yeah, that's what. Public domain might be the way to go, but you could also
just do the commentary style where
there's
you're like...
a fuck ton of shit free on YouTube right now. You could just find movies that are free on YouTube, and then you do a watch along to to those movies.
Oh, because they're free, so you can watch them in another tab or something. While yeah, we could do that. Yeah, I'm down for that. Yeah,
and we could even watch them on the.
Would you be down for that, Doug? Come over, watch a movie one night, and just do
even watch.
Do you know what Mystery Science Theater 3000 is?
Watch them on the
I'll do whatever.
Or we could do a full.
You want me to fucking jack off a donkey? Whatever. Dude.
We could do a full produced kind of riff track to the movie. 'Cause I feel like Mystery Science Theater is more of a riff track to the movie.
Yeah.
And there's this channel that like riffs on all the fucking kaiju movies that I like.
Yeah.
It's like Brandon's Cult Movie Reviews. I think that's what it's called. He's awesome.
I don't have anything to do with it.
He's awesome, but he watches the movies and he prepares the script and then he riffs on it and makes the video, and it's always a good time.
Yeah.
I'd like to do a format like that. I've kind of lost where.
No, we were saying Digimon. We should do a playthrough, and you were saying it's like a.
Oh, I sent you the message that it's just very JRPG.
There's nothing wrong, I think, with like expanding our Let's Play horizons, and I would love nothing more than to be able to like do voice work. And I think it'd be a great time for Doug to come over, and then we could, because Doug is if he gets better internet soon, then he'll maybe start a YouTube channel.
I don't know. I think I was liking that idea you were talking about, where short clips and shit. Because
it's Instagram. Instagram is a
fucking,
great model for monetization. Apparently,
if you want to make as much as you can, too, the kids got to be involved with what.
And Instagram is the place to go.
Your product. So
Instagram
it's got to be short. Their attention spans are fucking just shot. So
I've thought about doing it.
Short and sweet.
I just don't think our content is like that. So it's like I could do it as a side thing.
I think as the algorithm, I think as the algorithm works, you can only do one or the other.
Yeah. Like I said, I could do it as a separate channel, but I don't think I could link.
I have some channels that do shorts, but they're honestly strictly doing the shorts for fun. They do not benefit their channel whatsoever.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's maybe that's the way to do it. I don't know, because like there's that John Candy. Is it John Candy? Tom Candy.
Tom Candy.
Have you checked your butthole?
Cardi.
Cardi.
Tom Cardi. Cardi.
Tom
Hardy. That's a fucking.
Well, that's why I
Bane.
got Candy and John Candy. Shut up.
Tom Hardy.
Shut the fuck up. Morty.
Yes.
Morty. Shut the fuck up, Morty.
Yes, Batman. We have to leave a finger in. They'll be expecting to find one of us in your butthole.
Ash, I got in trouble one time in the military.
Ass at all.
You wouldn't mind, Glass?
Wouldn't want it.
Oh, wouldn't want
What
it.
if shit breaks
Ashley,
your
have
hand?
you ever seen the video, the famous internet meme, One Guy, One Jar?
No, is it the Pain Olympics?
No, the Pain Olympics is... are you referring to the BME Pain Olympics?
Yeah,
the Body Modification Extreme?
Where the guy was like, oh, here's a pop.
Would it make you feel better to know that was actually done by a special effects group?
Fake. It was
fake.
It was okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes
Thank
you feel
God.
better.
Everything that I've heard...
Because, when we're young, when the internet
very
first
impressionable.
started,
Yeah.
and we were unsupervised,
Yeah.
and, that was very real. So I'm like, oh my God, he's going to die.
Yeah, it could
but there
be...
was I freaked out because wasn't there blood? I didn't watch the whole thing, but
Yeah.
all I saw was pop and then drip.
Yeah.
So
The
that
balls
kinda
was the
freaked me out.
worst. The wiener was
I
fine.
know they were chopping. I'm like, oh, bro.
Yeah, the wiener was
Thank
fine.
God I've never seen this.
It was horrible and traumatizing.
Everything that I've heard it says it's fake, but again, my sources are the same as the video, the internet. So I don't know. It could be real, it could be fake. It makes me feel better to believe that they're fake.
I know, they were just.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like a chopping board, and it's just.
He literally puts his wiener on a chopping
like,
board,
oh my
and he's got a
God.
nice dick.
I was talking about the balls. But...
Yeah, he's got a nice dick, and it's like, why would you chop that off? That's what I remember thinking. I'm like, dude, you got a perfectly functional.
You know what I was
penis.
traumatized? I don't know if you want to keep this in. But I was afraid for the women in porn. Because you know how they're like, oh yeah, I was afraid once they did it, they got pregnant. As soon as they got, I'm like, oh my God, they're all gonna be pregnant.
Just the cream pie videos.
Yeah.
Those are my favorites. Do you ever see the videos where they're like, "Did you just come in me?" I'm not on birth control. What are you doing? And she's like, you fucking asshole. And he's like, I'm sorry.
Sorry, you said I could fuck you.
Yeah, I didn't know that I couldn't bust inside of you. Those are my favorite ones.
Bro, I've literally lived that, though.
I watched this website called eFuck. You ever seen this website? It's got like porn.
It's got like porn.
It's got porn, but it's like bloopers.
Oh, I want to see that.
That's
It's
awesome.
eFucked FUKT.com. It's like eBaum's World, but for like porn bloopers, and it's just like some of them are like roast videos where it's like a guy that's really mean to girls who are like getting into porn for the first time, and he's like, okay, I want to make sure that you're ready for this.
Oh my god.
Do you
It's, like,
do you body
tiny.
double a lot for Jimmy Kimmel, or is that just just saying really mean shit to him? Like, was your father blind, or did he fuck that horse on accident? Like, just shit like that. Just be really mean to girls, and then it just like hard cuts to them just like getting like roughly like face fucked, and it's just like Jesus Christ. Yeah. Like girls that are like, I don't want to do porn. Like I would do modeling, and then
I couldn't help but think to myself, I hope they got paid well
yeah,
for getting tortured.
eFucked is a mixed bag of like sad, like shit that would make you sad, shit that will make you laugh, and shit that will make you cringe. Like I saw a guy getting his dick stepped on. You know how guy? Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I've seen the one where they take the
Stiletto?
take stilettos, yeah, and they just step. Oh,
Yeah. So that's apparently a fetish for guys, and like this guy has like a whole setup where he's like got like a piece of like thin plywood with a hole in it, and he's got his cock
yeah,
and balls.
I've seen that one. Oh,
And the girl is stepping on his balls with
it's like clack, clack, clack.
stilettos. Like stilettos are a pointy high heel, for those who don't know. And then she fucking like steps on his cock. And then like lifts up her foot.
He loves it. I'm like,
Have you seen the one where it like starts spraying blood?
No.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I'm always like scared,
Okay.
so I don't finish the videos. I'm like,
Yeah.
Oh, you're
So at
done.
one point she like steps
Yeah,
on
when
his
I'm
cock.
on 4chan, there's a lot of shit that I just don't even like. I'll click on it and see what it actually was, and then I'm like, oh, click.
Yep.
Move on.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of shit that I don't want to see on 4chan, like beheadings and fucking
Yeah,
like
Oh.
That's why I
aftermath.
stopped going back. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, I'm good.
Yeah, there's
I
some.
want to see titties and shit. There's fucking view porn.
Yeah, there's actual porn
tired of
sites that are
seeing
like
fucking
not gonna
people
let
getting
like
killed.
scat
OnlyFans.
and like porn get through, or gore get through.
They don't really seem to care about that.
But
They're all
eFucked-
over the child pornography, that's for sure. But
Yeah,
they don't
that's-
care if
that.
you got shit fucking killing motherfuckers on there. which
Yeah,
No
they're
sense.
they're pretty Wild West over there. But yeah, no, eFucked is fun for like
Cringe.
watching like guys.
Ages,
Just talking about sexual awakenings. Yeah. eFucked is good for like the stuff where the guys like
Oh my god.
guys who come too fast compilation, and there's like this like.
So they switch out and they're like,
well,
oh,
there's like
another
this
guy.
there's like this Arabian guy who's in there who I really find funny because he's like he's got like a good personality, and he's doing his sex scenes, and then he's like. And he like pushes the lady off of him, and he's like just starts slapping the head of his cock. Like he just like grabs it in a death grip with his left hand, and then with his right hand he just like backhands and front hands this fucking cock, and he's like he's like, okay, you come back over here now. He sucks fucking good. There was a
pain helps sometimes.
yeah, you know, just like we're not ready to come yet.
There was one I saw. It was just like a little GIF, you know, and it was an Asian lady. She's about to suck a dick, and then like he whips it out. I was like, "Boink." It's like so tiny. She just starts laughing. I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah.
okay."
There's one I like that's like a guy. I think it's like a glory hole video or something like that. And he just starts talking to the producer, and he's like, Marty, I'm about to pop. And he's like, what? Like, no, don't come, dude. He's like, and he just like grabs his dick and starts coming, and it's just like, there's just something so funny about like,
Stop it. Like, no, don't do it yet. And they're just like,
yeah. Just like talking to like a guy,
The
like your
director.
guy. Like it'd be like if me and Zach decided to shoot a porn. I was like, Zach, I'm about to come, and you're like,
No.
No, don't do it.
Just like
That's his way of trying to stop it.
he just grabs a hold of his dick. I don't know if you guys are.
Are you into this?
I don't know if you guys are into like prolonged gratification. Maybe not. Maybe I won't get into that.
Look, if you read some smut books, you learn a lot about yourself and what you're into.
Listen, I was from a day of the internet where it was easier to look up fucking dirty fan fiction than it was to try to fucking watch videos and find pictures. So I'd find myself on these fucking like fanfic sites, and I just sort to the fucking X-rated tab, and just be like, Shinji gets ass raped. What's that about?
What's that about?
It just some of these people are pretty good at writing. Zach, do you have a song for us?
I don't know.
How about the Ultrameta theme song? Can we one shot on recording? Me and Zach have been pretty good about this lately. We've been.
I'll go for it.
What's the Ultrameta theme song?
I assure you we're broken. Fuck your mom.
Yeah. I don't know if we told you, Doug. The podcast is called I Assure You We're Broken.
It's like that Kevin Smith movie called Clerks, where they put up the sign that says, I assure you we're open.
Ah.
I assure you we're open.
See,
Sorry.
I didn't even know that connection.
It's also like 37 in the movie Clerks.
37 dicks.
Because his girlfriend sucked 37 dicks.
And he can't get over it. But he does.
I assure you we're broken. I assure you we're open for a podcast.
How's that for a fucking podcast theme song?
Pretty good. If I paid somebody to come up with a theme song and they sent me that, I'd be like, yeah, okay.
Fuck, dude, that's all right.
If that was in like the
I didn't get ripped off.
$30 to $45 range, like, yeah, that's worth it.
I was saying like $20, like send $20. Did they send you that back?
I figured I'd give you like inflation rates, you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Wait, cut that? Cut all that?
All of it?
We're looking for the P-I-M-P. Pretty impressive at massaging penis. P-I-M-P. Pretty impressive at massaging penis. P-I-M-P. Pretty impressive at massaging penis. P-I-M-P. That's what we're looking for. Ultrameta, keeping it real, feeling naughty like an Eskimo, humping a seal, copping a feel at the mall, your body's giving me a call, vicious like a Wookiee, feeling horny like I'm Darth Maul, just penetrate my date, she's slightly overweight, she got a mouthful of cake, and Salisbury steak, it's getting late, I can't wait to get inside those rolls, crawl inside it like a tom-tom, nice and warm, appreciate it, penetrate it, then hate it, as long as you don't date it, you don't have to relate it, P-I-M-P, pretty impressive at massaging penis, P-I-M-P, pretty impressive at massaging penis. P-I-M-P. Pretty impressive at massaging penis. P-I-M-P. That's what we're looking for. Ruthless when you're giving me head. I'll beat you in the skull with a friend in my bed until you're toothless. Nobody's gonna jock my style. Wanna see your gums, wanna see that smile. Been a while since I'm down to 40. Listen up, me and Noe about to tell you a story. Once upon a time in a hypocritical land, there was a funny ass band, spitting flowing like sand through an hourglass. Fucking your mom in the ass, wrecking your home and never calling it back. P-I-M-P. Pretty impressive at massaging penis. P-I-M-P. Pretty impressive at massaging penis. P-I-M-P. Pretty impressive at massaging penis. P-I-M-P. That's what we're looking for. Ultrameta, keeping it real, feeling naughty like an Eskimo, humping a seal. Ultrameta, keeping it fresh like a lonely fisherman, mouth fucking his catch. Ultrameta, keeping it tight like a gerbil in your ass on a Saturday night. Ultrameta, keeping it cool, make you wetter than a mermaid getting fucked in a pool. Ultrameta.
Yeah.
First door on your right. Want to cross streams? I gotta pee too.
You mutilate my cow, I mutilate your face. It's as simple as that. I don't care if you're from space. I'm gonna find a way. I'm gonna build a rocket ship and kick your alien ass right in the fucking dick. Gonna wear your skin. Gonna do your wife. We're gonna father a son. Revenge takes time. That's not a crop circle. I just misplaced my count ring. Cause I've got the biggest balls you've ever seen. Spaceman, you never should have fucked with me.
All right. Well, we're about 3 hours in to the podcast, and we've had a great time with our special guest.
We got to be a closing in here somewhere.
Doug, did you have any AKAs that you wanted to spread? Any social media links? Any gamer tags? Nothing? Okay. We got our special guest, Doug, here, and we've had a great episode today. Zach's got his ass out. Okay. His ass is singing into the microphone.
I'm doing chores. I'm drinking bites. I'm jealous of toes.
You ever seen Assy McGee?
I'm gonna do the fuck out of here.
And he'd like get real close to people and like his ass cheeks would be flapping on their face.
And you see the spittle
Yeah.
coming out of his ass.
Spittle. Hey, do me a favor.
Did they get Sylvester Stallone to voice?
Let's play, teach me how to play Mr. Miyagi real quick. And then we can end it. Your punishment will be over. We'll have to record it for 3 hours. That's 2 hours more than I told my wife. I'm like, babe.
Let's get to an hour.
It's been no more than an hour or two. Come on.
1, 2, 3, 4. I'm breaking boards, I'm doing chores, I'll balance on poles. Sometimes he feeds me white rice and fish. I'm so hungry, so Monday. Don't get a day up until Sunday grand kicks. Won't keep my belly full. I'm not here for karate. Mr. Miyagi, teach me how to make a sandwich. I'm not here for karate. Mr. Miyagi, teach me how to make a sandwich.
Doug, listen, you're up as needed.
No, that's all right.
I'm
If you got
in.
18 people in the band, I'm thinking maybe you put just anybody on your band, and so maybe I don't want to be a part of your band. But thank you for the opportunity. I'm going to be very gracious.
Namaste.
We're trying to,
Namaste.
We're
Cool.
definitely trying to get to the me not playing guitar thing. It'd be kind of cool to just sing, but also I have,
Control issues.
yeah, I mean, you guys are going to fuck up. But it's funny when I call you out on stage, but in real life, I'm really mad at you.
All right, well, this is the official ending of the Ultrameta podcast, a.k.a. I Assure You Were Broken. Episode, whatever, it doesn't matter. Zach, do you have any final words, final thoughts?
Look, the most important thing is know it's important to you, and if chasing the inner child brings you happiness, that's great, as long as you don't break any laws, okay?
Amen, brother.
Thank you.
All right, wise words from Zach Morris, a.k.a. Murphy McCready there. Douglas Jackson.
But if you're like that fucking Michael Jackson motherfucker and you got a safety room with cameras outside of it and it's soundproof, you might make me start asking some questions, Michael. What was that room for? Think about it.
Okay. Douglas Jackson, AKAs. Any AKAs you want to throw
You
up?
got a problem with me making it sexual? Well, why did you make a safe room sexual proof? Think about it. Nobody knows what's going on in there, you fucking freak. You're sleeping in there with children? God damn it.
Amen. All right, I love it. Douglas Jackson, any AKAs you want us to know about? AKA King Hell,
No, man.
AKA Big Dick Rick, anything?
No,
Nothing you want to promote?
not really. Not at the
Okay,
moment.
well, thanks for being here.
Thanks
Doug.
for having me, man.
It's always a pleasure.
We respect you as an equal, and if we didn't, we'd kick your ass.
Yeah, that is the blooding end to the Ultrameta podcast. If you're not an equal to us, if we don't see you as an equal, then generally we blood you in, as they say on the streets, which means we kick the shit out of you, and then we make you do gay stuff to us. You make them do gay stuff to you, right, Zach?
Yeah, all the time. I'm not the gay one, though. It's them for doing the gay stuff.
That's
pretty
correct.
If your neighbor breaks one more of your goddamn flower pots, though, I swear to God, I'm going to their door. And I'm going to say, you're going to make it right.
And then he's going to whip out his cock. And
And it better be tight.
nature is going to take its course. That's right, Doug.
I'm going to say there's only one thing that's going to mend that flower pot, and it's not Elmer's glue.
It's his sticky ass cum glue. I shouldn't have said it out loud. Yeah. It was implied, and you implied it well.
Ultrameta podcast.
Ultrameta podcast.
Holy shit! Ultrameta podcast.
Doug, give us an Ultrameta sting.
Ultrameta Sting.
Yeah, a sting is like a something you like. You know, like a radio station with
Just an audio clip.
Why 107?
Oh my God! Ultrameta podcast.
I kind of like that, like you're saying it like a samurai thing.
I was just doing JoJo.
Oh,
JoJo's
Just
Bizarre
do
Adventure.
Star.
Podcaster.
God! Oh my God! Ultrameta podcast.
That sword was worth $5,000.
Holy shit! Ultrameta podcast.